Hello you guys, this is Birk here. Today we are going to talk about my old swing and the changes that I have done. And I will be showing you my old swing versus my new swing, and we will talk about the biggest things that I changed in terms of my backswing and also the downswing. So this is my old swing. I think it's maybe a little bit over 3 years ago. Um, So let's just start, and the first thing we're going to talk about is the backswing. So when we will look at my backswing as I go toward the end of the backswing, I'm kind of sitting down, yeah, in terms of what my knees are doing. So if we will just draw a line here, we are going to see that I am kind of sitting down and not really extending the right leg. And we can take a little line on the head here. And I kind of stay there and even get a little bit underneath it. So I'm getting a bit smaller. And this will make it harder for me to turn in the backswing. So I'm not that rotated. And we can also confirm this at the front view. I'm sitting down, and if I make a line through my shoulders, they are basically pointing towards the left, this line. And it's not so much rotation going on in the backswing. If we look at the good players, they are usually like this. They are more rotated, you can see more of the back. You can also see my legs here. They haven't changed a lot. So here's my setup, and when I go back in the backswing, they basically stay the same. So they're not moving so much. That means my hips aren't really rotating. They're kind of just staying there. And this can cause some trouble issues in the downswing as well. And this is the main thing that I've been changing in my swing. I really using my hips and my lower body. So let's take a look at that. So here's my kind of a new swing. I think this is from November last year. So let's just make a line at my head, and if I go now, you can see that I'm kind of going over this line. I'm actually getting tall in the backswing, and my right leg and my knee is extending. It's getting taller. I'm stretching the leg out, so it's straightening. You can see this here in the beginning. And now it will be easier for me to open up my hips. That you can see here, you can see more of my belt buckle. So it's better rotated with the hips, and if I can rotate better with my hips, it's actually easier to get some shoulder turn as well. So this is a big change. Here is a kind of bent leg, and I'm getting smaller, and it's a big difference. The second big difference in the backswing is my spine movement. So in my new backswing, my spine is bent a little bit forward, as you can see on this green line here. And this is also going to help me to get more shoulder rotation. So if we follow this, you can see it has a slightly bend forward, and it will make my shoulders here a bit steeper. So let's just watch this line here. It's a kind of slight bent line, and you can see this angle of the green line here. And if I will compare this with my old swing, we could kind of see that it looks more like it's a little bit like this. It's the other way around, right? And if I would make a line now, you can see that this line is a little bit flatter if we compare to this. You see the difference there between this and this? So it's a bit more steeper here, and here everything is flatter. So this is the two things that are the biggest difference, I would guess. And this swing will lead to I can't really rotate that much, as we can see here, kind of staying still. And in this position, it's really hard to use your body for your maximum potential, to really give it a big hit, a big blow, and to really create speed. So from this position, it's easier, right? Okay. Let's talk about from the other view here. Let's see the difference. So here's my new swing. Here is the old one. Here we got the shoulders are only in this position. And the new one, you can see it's much more rotated, and you can see my whole back. And it's a huge difference. From this position, you can really start to use gravity and use your hips to start to rotate and get some speed on that club. So let's talk a little bit about the downswing. So maybe you're familiar with the term lag. It's basically the angle between the arm and the shaft. So when I start my swing here, I managed to build up some angle between the shaft and the arm, and basically learn to hold this angle for a longer period of time prior to impact. So if we would make a line here, the club face hasn't passed my hands yet. So I'm kind of holding this lag through impact. And this is a key if you really want to hit drives with less spin, yeah. And when the ball has less spin, it will fly further. And the ball doesn't only fly longer; it also gives you a feel of control, because now my hands and club face isn't rotating that much through impact. So let me explain what I mean by that. This rotation of face. So this is my old swing. I have some lag here, right? You can see the lag. Basically, this angle looks pretty good, yeah? I know, looks really good. And when I continue, here I kinda lost the angle. I release it a bit too early, and when I hit the ball, it's in slightly different position. The club face has passed the handle. The club face has passed my hands. And let's just look at this picture. So to the left, this is my club face here. And you can see that it's really white, kind of gray. It means just we can see the whole face. It's pointing toward us. And in this short moment, from here all the way to there, to the ball, the club, I'm sorry guys, this is a new program. So we have the club face here, and it's pointing kind of towards us. Let's just say in this direction. And now it has to close really fast, and now it's pointing in this direction. So it's a lot of timing that's going on here, and my hands are rotating and closing the face really quickly. So if we take a look at my right hand, this hand, it kind of rotating over my left hand with the white glove. So it's a more of a rolling release pattern that we're seeing here. And this kind of swing is based on up on timing. You have to be extremely good to time this every time, every single shot to get a straight shot. And the room for error is basically bigger. And I can confirm this, you know, because I used to swing like this, and now I have a new swing, and you know, I can see the difference in the results, and I can feel the difference. It's different. And the new pattern of the release is way better. So if you go back to my new swing, in the same position, the face is already pointing a little bit right of the ball, like this. So it's not pointing toward us, and the amount of closure is not that big. So it just means the face, the club face, isn't rotating that fast for impact. It's less rotation. And if I have a bad timing and maybe don't bring the club face square all the time, my ball maybe will be in the semi-rough, or maybe it won't have that big of consequences of that shot. So we can see this in this view. Let's just continue. Here's the downswing. So if you just take a look at my right arm and my hands right here, they basically stay in this position all the way towards impact. The right hand and arm are basically staying like this. So I'm holding off, and it's very little rotation of my hands, which also means it's more stable. It doesn't rotate that fast. If we look at the old swing, we will see that it's actually way different. So if you look at my right hand and also my right arm, isn't my right arm very straight? It's straightening out toward the ball, and you can see that my hand are rotating the whole face. This is happening before impact. Now it starts to close the face with the hands. You can see that it's like from here to here you can see less glove. So now you see a lot of white glove, and close to impact you see nothing of the white glove. So there's a lot of rotation going on there, and this swing is based upon just timing it well. So this is one of the biggest changes that I made. I could talk about this for hours. There's a lot more stuff than just this, but this would be a nice start. I hope you guys enjoyed this swing analysis. If you want some more analysis of some pros or anything, or your swing, just send me a video, and I will have a look at your swing for free actually. So if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Okay, take care.